This is video number 13. This is variables on both sides of the equation. Okay, what I'd like you to do, go ahead and take out your homework. Looks like this sheet here should say video 13, variables on both sides of the equations. Scroll down, we're going to do 4 problems together, and then you have 6 practice problems there at the end. But I'll give you after you work out, I'll give you the answers to those problems at the end of the video. Let's go ahead and begin with our first practice problem. Write this one down, 5x plus 6 equals 2x plus 15. So what we have is variables on both sides. We have an x on the left and an x on the right side of the equation. Go ahead and draw your line down after you write, draw your line down the middle. And what we want to do is kind of combine terms, okay? But they're not on the same side of the equation, so we have to cancel them out on the side that they are of the equation. So to do this, I like to get my variables always on the left sides and my numbers always on the right side. So I'm going to move, it doesn't matter the order that you cancel the terms, but I like to move the variable term first, because that'll build a two-step equation. So what I'm going to do is move this 2x over here to the 5x. So I have to cancel out the 2x from this side. So I'm going to add the opposite of it. I'm going to cancel that whole term out. Okay, that's going to give me 0. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Whatever I do to the right, I have to do to the left side of the equation, keeping everything balanced. So this will give us 0, cancels out, and we'll be left with 15 on the right side. Now over here, 5x plus negative 2x, that gives me 3x plus 6 equals 15. Now what I've created is a two-step equation. Okay, so from here, what I'm going to do is just cancel out the 6. So I'm going to add negative 6 to both sides, and that cancels out over here, leaves me with 3x, and then over here, 15 plus negative 6 gives me 9. Then my final step is to divide by 3, and I get x is equal to 3. Now let's go ahead and check that. I'll put 3 in for each x to make sure that it's balanced. So 5 times 3 plus 6. That's equal to 15 plus 6. That equals 21. I'm going to do the same thing for the other side of the other expression. So I'm going to do 2 times 3 plus 15. Well, that's 6. 6 plus 15 is 21. So it does balance out. Okay, let's take a look here and do problem number 2 together. 21x plus 6 equals 17x minus 26. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of the subtraction first off. Write the problem down, then write it with addition, adding its opposite. I'm going to move my variables to the left side, draw the line down. So I have to cancel this term out. So I'm going to add negative 17x to both sides. Okay, I do that. Okay, these will cancel out. Now over here, 21 plus negative 17 will be left with 4x plus 6 equals negative 26. Now it's just a two-step equation. Cancel out the 6 by adding its opposite. And we're left with 4x. And then over here, negative 26 plus negative 6. It's going to same sign sum. So it's going to be negative 32. Then we just divide by 4 to get our groups of x. X is equal to negative 32 divided by 4 is going to be negative 8. Okay? Now you can evaluate the expressions to check if you would like. Let's go on to problem number 3. Go ahead and write it down, and then we got to make some changes to this side of the equation, this expression. We're going to change this to adding its opposite, so it's going to be plus negative 4, and this is going to be plus negative 9. Draw your line down the middle. Now we have to simplify this expression. Okay, we got to distribute and combine like terms, and then we can start moving terms around. So let's go ahead and just simplify this right-hand side. We're going to take 8 times 2u, that's going to give us 16u, plus, well, 8 times negative 4, that's going to be negative 32, plus negative 9. Now, we want to continue simplifying it, so we can combine this term here and this term here. So that simplifies to 16u plus 32 plus negative 9 will be negative 41. Okay? So we simplified the right-hand side of the expression. Now we just bring down the left-hand side. So we have 10u plus 7 equals this side. Okay? Let's move our u's together. So we're going to add negative 16u to both sides. Okay, 10u plus negative 16, 10 plus negative 16 is going to be negative 6u plus 7 equals negative 41. Okay, a couple more steps, but we're down to a two-step equation. Draw your line down the middle. We're going to add negative 7 to both sides. And we end up with negative 6u, because these cancel out, is equal to negative 41 plus negative 7 is negative 48. Now, we just want to get our groups of u, so we're going to divide by negative 6. Remember, we divide by the same number. So this is going to cancel out. We're going to be left with u, and then negative 48 divided by negative 6. Negative divided by a negative, so positive. A positive 8 is our answer. I'll write that up here. So u equals 8. Okay, pretty involved, pretty complex problem, but you know how to do all the steps now. The distributive property, combine like terms, okay, moving your, switching your terms from the right side to the left side, and vice versa. Okay, let's look at number 4. Number 4 is even more complex. Okay, let's go ahead and simplify the expression on the left. That's where we're going to start. Write it, copy it down as is. Then we're going to add its opposite, like we always do. And we're going to simplify the left-hand side of the expression first, before we simplify the right-hand side. So we're going to distribute to negative 2 to 18. So that's going to give us negative 36 plus negative 2 times negative 3. Okay, that's going to give us 6y. Okay, and that is all equal to, well, can we simplify 7y and 2y? Sure, we'll make that 9y. Okay, and now we have to make a decision. Okay, if we move our y's over, we're going to be left with 0, and then we're going to move our 36 over. That's fine. I like to keep my variable on the left side, so I'm going to move the 9y over. Or I can move the 36 over right now, okay? I'm going to move the 36 over right now, so I'm not just left with 0 over here. Okay, so I'm going to add 36 to both sides. Okay, it's going to cancel out. We're going to be left with 6y equals 9y plus 36, okay? Now I'm going to move my 9y over here to the left side. So I add its opposite. Add its opposite. So I'm going to have negative 3y is equal to, just left with 36. And then I'm going to divide by negative 3. Divide by negative 3. We get y equals negative 12. Okay. Now, what I'd like you to do is pause the video and go ahead and answer the practice problems. Whenever you're finished, unpause the video and you can check your answers. So, now that you've unpaused the video, I'm going to bring up the answers. You go ahead and check your work. What I'd like you to do is bring your questions to class tomorrow. We can go over a couple of these before and I'll answer those at the beginning of class. Okay? Thank you for doing your homework tonight. I'll see you in class tomorrow.